Hello all, welcome to this session. In this session, I'm going to answer one of the Java interview questions. That is, write a Java program to convert a string literal to date kind of data. So let's get started with practical demonstration. So there are two ways, guys. One is old way, other one is a new way. Coming to the old way, we have to use simple date format. Okay, simple date format predefined class we have to use. And coming to the new way, and along with the simple date format, we have to use a date class also. Okay, but here in the new way, we have to use local date. Okay, and the other one is in place of the date we have to use local date. In place of simple date format, okay, I have to use date time format. Date time formatter. Okay. So these are the two ways, guys, old way and latest way. We generally use the latest way generally. Okay. And if you don't do the conversion in a proper format, we are also going to get some exceptions that also we are going to see. So with practical demonstration, I'm going to cover all this stuff to convert a string literal text into a date kind of format. Okay. So for that, I'll switch to Eclipse IDE and create a new class. I'll just name this class as string to date demo, and with main method I'll create, guys. With main method I'm going to create that, and after that here I'm going to write the code. Control Z. Here I'm going to write the code, guys. That is string str is equal to have to provide the string in a particular date format, guys. Otherwise, it will not consider. Okay. Let's say 25/11. Okay. 25/11/2028. Okay. Like this I have given. 25 is a day, 11 is a month, 2028. Like this we are getting. Now, this is string literal, guys. Even though this looks like a date, but it's surrounded by double quotes, it's nothing but string literal. Such kind of string literal, if you have to convert to date, okay, in the old way, first I'll show you the old way of converting to the date type of format, okay, to the date, okay, string literal to date type, okay. For that, we have to use something known as simple date format. SDF is equal to new simple date format. Now Control Shift O. The simple date format will be imported from Okay, so for the mouse on this and create double quotes here. See what is the problem here? Simple date, import simple date format. Okay, I've imported, guys, but still the error is coming somehow. Maybe for the mouse on the simple date format, import it from Java. Sometimes it will come, guys. I have to update your Maven project. First, you have to say Maven clean. Sometimes when you are using the things, right, you may get this kind of errors. Even after importing, also you'll get errors, guys. So in that case, you have to clean. Right click, run as Maven clean. After that, you have to say Maven. And once the cleaning is done, once the build success of cleaning is done, say update project. Okay, update project and say okay, guys. In a while, the error should be gone, or we have to follow other steps. You have to restart the Eclipse IDE or whatever it is to get the things done. Hopefully, after updating the Maven project, the error should go, guys. Okay, but if that doesn't go, then we have to take another route. If after updating the project, the errors have not gone, I'll remove this. Okay, and here I'll hover the mouse on the simple date format and import this from java.txt package again. You see, still the error is there. You see, in the previous classes also, we are getting some error somewhere, guys. Okay, we are getting some error somewhere. That means simple date format. Okay, simple date format. The same place I'm getting the error. Simple date format. I'll do one thing, guys. There's a problem with the project now. There's a problem with the project. I have to restart this project a bit. I'll restart the project. Restart this workspace of Eclipse IDE. This is a problem with Eclipse IDE. Sometimes it will come. So let me resume the video once the restarting of the Eclipse IDE is done, and we'll continue the program. After restarting this Eclipse IDE project, I have updated the Maven project, guys. Right click and Maven update. You see the errors are gone now. This kind of temporary glitches will come. We have to take care. It's also a learning, guys. Simple words. You see, I'm going to use simple date format. I create an object using the new keyword. I create an object for simple date format. I have created the object creation statement. Here, we can clearly see the string text, and by using the string text, we can write down the format here. In the constructors of simple date format, we have to write dd hyphen capital mm hyphen lowercase y. Okay. So this is how we are interpreting or parsing this date to convert into the string format to the date format. We have to give a proper format in which we are providing the date here. Okay, date here. So again, using this object reference of simple date format, you have to call a method known as parse method. And in the parse method, we have to give the string that you want to parse according to this particular format, using which you want to convert the string into the date, right? That you have to parse. Okay, sdf dot parse, I'll write parse, and here I'll give the string that need to be parsed. Okay. Ignore the exception. There is a possibility of parse exception, guys. Okay. If you give a particular string text which is enabled, which cannot be parsed to that required date, right? Okay. This format is different, and this particular thing is different, right? In that case, we'll get parse exception. I'll ignore the exception for now. I'll make the code complex later. Over the mouse on this parse, and it is returning you the date. Okay. Date is equal to date is equal to, like this. You can convert over the mouse on this date and import this date from java.util package and print it out. Okay. After converting that, print the date, guys, and see the date will be printed in the date format. Here, before converting the string to date, right? Date format, string literal to date format, I'll print the string. Run the code here, right click run as. This is the oldest way. Anyhow, this is the oldest way, guys. Simple date format and date class are the older classes. We have latest classes available, which are even more better. You see, 2511, before converting the string literal to the date, okay, it is like this. And after converting that, Saturday, November 25, IST 2028. Since we have not given the time, it is coming like this, 0000. Okay. So this is how we can convert, the string into a kind of date. And here, what if I try to convert a string which is not in the date format? If I give something like a string str2 is equal to, if I give my name Arun, can I convert this Arun into the date format? That's not possible, right? If I try to give str2 here, you see immediately I'm going to get an exception. Okay, what is the exception? Parse exception will come. We are ignoring the exception here. Throws parse exception is there, right? That parse exception will come here. You see, unparsable date. You cannot convert Arun into the date format. That's what it's coming. So in real time, it's to avoid the situations and all, right? We have to surround this with try catch blocks. Okay. Instead of using throws, you have to surround it with try catch block. If in case an exception comes, right, just put this here itself, the execution of the code will continue. Okay, this is the reason we have to write try catch block. And also we can intake this string text from the user itself. Scanner is equal to new scanner. Okay, and here system.in I'll write system.in I'll write, and put a semicolon here and say Control Shift O. And here I'll write down scanner dot next line. Here I'll help the user in entering the text by printing this print statement during the output console while the program is running. Enter date in this format. Which format? dd mm y format. Okay, like this I'll give something to the user, so that by using that, user will enter the date. And here string str is equal to, I'll say that str I'm passing here. Okay, I'm printing that here. Same str I'll give here. Okay, whatever the input we got from the user, I'm passing that to convert into the thing, convert into the date format. Now run the script and see what is happening. And here system.out.println, end of this program I'll write. End of this program I'll write. Now run the code. Right click run as Java application. Okay, this is the oldest way, old format way. Enter the date in this format, 25-11-2028. Press enter. You see, whatever the user has entered in the string format is printed. After that, it has converted to the date format and printed. What if the user enters some kind of thing instead of giving in this particular DDMM YY format? If the user gives in any other format like 25 /11 2028, it may not be any other text, but also the format is also not correct. In that case, also you're going to get parse exception, guys. You see, exception has come, and end of this program also got printed despite of the exception, right? Okay, the program execution has been continued. If you want the exception to be printed in a simplest manner, you can print out the object reference of E here. You can see that no matter whether you give a wrong date format or you will not enter the date itself. Okay, in both the cases. Okay, this is a correct format. Okay, I don't want to give correct format like this. If I want to give simply unparsable date, it will come. Okay, end of this program. So this is the oldest way of writing the code, guys. Now I'm going to show you the latest way. For the latest way, I'll use some latest stuff. Okay, we are getting some exception known as parse exception. In case of the old way, we are getting an exception known as parse exception if you are not giving the date in a convertible format according to the format that is specified in the simple date format constructor. And coming to the new way, we have a different stuff. Okay, we have to use date time formatter and local date kind of stuff. Okay, so here again, I'll take the input from the user. You can copy these 3 lines. Okay, these are the same 3 lines you can use here. Okay, you can simply uncomment them. Okay, just select this and say control/, it will get uncommented. And here scanner.class also close is also same. So let me write that. So here user will enter the date in this particular format, guys. User will enter the date in this particular format. And after that, here I'm going to write some code, guys. Okay, I'm going to write some code here. Scanner is equal new scanner system, enter date in the date format. Scanner.next line, scanner.close. After that, after the user enters the date, right, I have to convert that particular date into the date format. Okay, so how to do that? For that, we have to use date time formatter. DTF is equal to new. You should not say datetime formatter. You should not be creating an object, guys. You have to simply say datetime formatter dot of pattern. Of pattern you have to write. What is the pattern in which you want to format this particular given string text in which? Okay, datetime formatter dot of pattern. You should not be using the new keyword. Here in case of simple date format, you have to use the new keyword and create an object for that. But in case of datetime formatter, of pattern you have to use. And here we have to specify the format in which the user is going to enter the date. Okay, the format of the date you have to enter so that parsing will happen properly. If the user enters in a different format, that will not work fine. How pattern will return you datetime formatter class only, object of datetime formatter class. DTF is equal to like this you have to write. You should not be creating an object, rather the predefined static method of the datetime formatter will return the object of the same datetime format. Okay. Now here we should not be saying DTF dot. Here you see simple date format dot. Here you have written SDF dot parse. But here we should not be writing like that. Instead, we have to write something like something known as local date. Local date LD you have to say. Okay. Local date LD you have to say. Control Shift O. Local date will be imported automatically from java.time package. Now here simply say LD dot parse of these 2 options you have to give. First one is what do you want to parse? The string I want to parse. Okay. In which format I want to parse? DTF format I have to parse. Okay. This what is the difference? Okay. Local date is equal to new. I think this is not the thing. LD dot parse. Okay. So hover the mouse on this. What is coming is change axis static using local date. Okay. Here you should directly say local date, guys. Okay. It's not a local date. You have to say local date. Okay. Directly you have to say local date. And parse is a predefined method of static predefined method of the local date. And this parse method will return you the local date. Okay. Local date. Here we don't have to create any object, guys. Okay. The predefined methods of this datetime formatter that is off pattern and predefined method of the parse will convert to the conversion. Okay. Now here LD we got. Just print that LD, guys. System.out.println. Just print that LD, and you will get the date will be printed. Okay. Converted date will be printed. Here we don't have date class. We have local date as a class. Okay. Which is the latest way of the things. And here before printing also I'll print the the date that is entered by the user. Okay, in the string format. The string format is converted to the date format here, local date format here. Here simple thing is that, run this code and see what is happening. First of all, run this code and see what is happening. Enter date in this format. If I give 25, 11, 20, 29 and press enter, you see, this is a format in which it is getting printed 2029. But you see the date got entered in 25, 11, 2029, but after converting to local date, it got printed in 2029, 11, 25. Okay, that's what is the thing. Now, what if I try to enter some date in a different format? Let's say instead of giving that in a proper format, 25-11-2028, press enter. You see, you will get a date time parse exception. You will get. Okay, what is the exception you are getting? Date time parse exception. You will get date time parse exception. Okay, is the exception that you will get if you don't get the date in a particular format or something, right? You will get this date time parse exception. So to avoid that, to handle the exception, which line is giving that exception? We have to see here, 19th line is giving the exception, guys. This particular 19th line, right? You put inside the try catch block, okay? So the program execution will continue no matter what, okay? Catch, date time. What is that? Date time, parse exception, date time, parse exception, E. And here write down system.out.println. If the user doesn't enter the date in a proper format, then we are going to get this kind of exception. Import that exception also, exception class also. Now here system.out.println, end of this program. If this statement is printed, means the exception got handled. Okay. If the exception has not come, also it will be printed. If the exception has come, it will be handled here and will be printed. If I give the date in a proper format, 11, okay, 1999, you see, 1999, 1125, end of this program. Okay. If I give some other thing other than date or wrong format date, if I give Arun or presenter, you see, text Arun could not be parsed. Okay. Date time format exception got handled, end of the program also got printed. So guys, these are the different ways, old way and new way of converting the string literal to the date literal in Java programs. Okay. So if you don't, give a proper data string literal to convert to the date or, proper string date literal to this datetime formatter while parsing, right? You are going to get this kind of exceptions, like parse exception is one exception you will get. Okay. In this new way, you are going to get datetime parse exception. Okay. So with practical demonstration, I've answered this question for you. So if you want to take a screenshot of this code, you can take this screenshot, guys. Okay. I'll just reduce the font size of the code. Yeah, this is the code, guys. You can take the screenshot of this code. Fine. So you can zoom it out. Okay. So the code is kind of lengthy, so you have to zoom it out, guys. Okay. You have to zoom it out when you are using. Okay. Or I can do one thing. I can give you the latest way is this one. Okay. You can take the screenshot of the latest way. Hope you have taken the screenshot of the code for the latest way, and the commented out thing is the old way. You can take the screenshot of the old way. Hope guys, you have taken the screenshot of this code with practical demonstration. I've answered this question for you. So that's all for this session. Thank you. Bye-bye.